Hey. What? Oh, it's telling you to twist the thing.
What? Why you gotta twist? Don't you mess with me.
It's acting up already.
Let's see if it's coming out sideways because... Is it sideways? Last time I tried doing it like that, I was... Yep, there I go sideways.
I
See?
it.
It's sideways, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bastards. Why are they doing that to me? I'm gonna have to just bring it back some. Hold on, a little technical difficulties, y'all. I think we got us both that way. How's that, gut?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Facebook be messing with the cat all the damn time. All the time. All right. Let me get to sharing. Let's share everything.
We sharing, guys. Sorry, just give us a second.
Yeah, gotta get out there. We gotta get y'all viewers up in here so you guys can talk to us. So you guys, we can collaborate because we have an interesting topic today that affects most people. I would say probably like 80%, whether they know it or not. If they know it, they may not want to admit to it, but it's real, really real. All right, almost done, you guys. Gotta share these pages.
You know, you hear the echo
yeah.
from my phone. I'm like, I need to cut that down, shouldn't I?
Okay. Well, if you're done sharing, baby, take over.
Hey, everybody. This is Sheena, you know, the lady behind the mask. Also the owner of Sheena Master Motivation, the author of The Mask Behind the Mask. And while she's sharing, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. Excuse me for the throat, it's the sinuses. no COVID, just the sinuses. But today we're going to talk about depression and the signs of depression and different things you can do to motivate yourself out of depression, different tasks you can do, that way you know the signs, you can pick up on it, and you can figure out the different methods and skills to use to help yourself through it, in better terms. Then also we're going to talk about, us as parents and how we don't take the time to stop and give ourselves a moment to pat ourselves on the back after wearing so many hats, after so many days and so many months of just going, working, being a mommy, being a doctor, being a nurse, being all the things to our children.
Everything. You wear multiple hats.
And then you be other things to other people.
Or multiple masks.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
that leads to the depression.
It leads to the depression. So, I'm going to be honest. I suffer from depression. So that's going to be some real for me today. So that's one reason why I didn't mind talking about this topic, because it's real to me. And see, my depression honestly comes from, one, the trauma that I went to. Then two, also the diseases that I carry also give me that depression mode because of the things that I do deal with health-wise. And then also three, just being life in general.
Life now
is
depressing as it is.
Depressing as it is, especially. So, members out there, if you've actually suffered from it or you've actually know somebody that deal with it, share a heart. Share it with some of your friends, because let them know we talking about it. We bringing it to the surface, because there's some people that actually kill themselves over depression.
Oh my gosh, I just seen this poor girl, rest in peace. And I didn't even know her, but It just popped up on one of those things. I think she was like 17. Beautiful girl. I guess she's a YouTuber or a TikToker or
I
something.
think I've seen that.
And she committed suicide. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sad.
And it's real because it's real to kids too.
Yes.
Because the kids,
Little babies are doing it, little kids.
and they get bullied at
Yep.
school
Because of
and then
bullying
they,
or
different things. And
they don't know if they gay or
Yeah.
straight or
Yeah.
they don't know or they're being told it's bad or
So they feel depressed and they feel locked in and it's like, oh my God, what am I to do? And it's like sometimes they don't feel like they have a safe person to talk to. And even with people, they don't feel like they have, like nobody understands.
Exactly.
So they feel alone and then they decide to either commit suicide, they go into different phases of their lives of just doing outrageous and reckless things.
a way of acting out
Yeah,
because
they ask
pleading for help.
Yep.
But that's the only way they know how to ask for help.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's
is by
what we
acting
do.
out.
Now, with the article I pulled up, it says depressions, and it says, basically, you feel sad, empty, and helpless, which I felt that. And it's hard, because sometimes it's hard to pull yourself out
Oh
of it.
my gosh.
Because you'll wake up and not knowing why you're depressed and not understanding why you feel the way you feel. Like, I remember after my trauma, and literally, I look at my kids and I'm happy, but I felt it just something wasn't right with me. It's like I still was thinking about all the things that I've been through, like the domestic violence, the calling, the verbal, the emotional, the physical, all of that piled into one. And then just life in general, it's like, look at my life now. I had to uproot my kids out of my house to then protect them. And it felt like it was all my fault.
And that's
So
what
I
depression
started-
makes it
It made me
feel.
blame myself. I felt like I was the worst mother in the world. And it's like, yo, how could I literally get my kids into this situation?
Exactly.
So it was scary, and it was sad, and I was lonely. So, like, literally, I had to tell myself, shit, you need to go see somebody. And a lot of people don't want to reach out for the help.
Yeah, they think
They're
it's
afraid.
white people to go to counseling.
Yes.
No, what the hell, it's not. Get that freaking stereotype out of your head.
Yeah,
Counseling are people for you to go to release it. Get it out of you, because if you're holding all those feelings and stress and I call it muck in you, it's gonna fucking eat you up. You know what I'm saying? And go talk to somebody. If you don't have a good best friend that's not gonna judge you, or a parent or whoever that's not gonna be like, girl, bye, you crazy, whatever. Go find a freaking counselor. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel so much relief once you get it out of you.
Because it feels like that heavy burden that you carry around so much. Like, I woke up crying at one point. And it's like, I didn't know why I was crying. I didn't know why I was sad. I even someday woke up angry and I was pissed off and mood swings and I was just ready, just angry at the world. And it's just like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I had to take that step to say, you know what? Let me go to therapy. Let me talk it out. Let me figure out what's going on with Sheena. And you know, at first, I'm like, yeah, people might judge me, but this is what I need to do for myself. And then I got over the fact that, you know what? It's okay to go to a therapist.
Exactly.
You know, it's all right. There's nothing wrong with me. I seek the help, so I'm going for it.
They're there for a reason. They got a whole diploma for a reason, y'all.
Yes, definitely.
Exactly.
So they say that some of the signs is feeling helpless and hopeless. You feel that nothing will ever get better, and that nothing you can do improves your situation. Also says you don't care about any form of hobbies, no social activities, or anything that you want to enjoy. Says your appetite changes, leading to significant weight loss or weight gain, change of sleep patterns. It also you feel angry, irritated, and restless.
All of that.
It says trouble concentrating, making decisions, or remembering things, which I do have those moments sometimes too.
Yeah.
And it's like you go in a room and you're like, what was I supposed to be going through?
Exactly.
And it's like your mind is going so much, you're forgetting what you really supposed to do in the here and now. And then it also says increasing aches, pains, and including headaches, cramps, breast tender, or bloating. It says suicide thoughts.
Damn, all of that stuff
That's
too?
what
Breast tender,
it
bloating?
says
I
increasing
didn't know.
aches, pains, headaches, cramps, breast tenderness.
I know headaches.
bloating.
I didn't know cramps and bloating.
Yeah. And
Wow.
reading this article, I learned a lot.
Yeah,
'Cause I
we
didn't
can
know
put
about
the
that
link
either.
in the comments in a little bit.
I didn't know about that either
Mm.
as well. And
That
they,
shit is really real. Like, it manifests in a... You would think it's a mental disease, but it manifests physically. Because your mind is so freaking powerful. And that's what I tell people, you know, when they come in here for healing. Your mind is so powerful, and literally, when you think those negative thoughts, you start feeling like those hypochondriacs, like, oh my gosh, I'm sick. Yeah, you're going to start feeling sick because that's all you're putting in the freaking air. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, if that's all you're worried about, guess what? Guess what you're doing? You're stressing yourself. You're making your anxiety go up. All this stuff.
All that.
It manifests physically. So it's that same thing with depression. It's a mental thing, but it will take a toll on your body.
Some of it is you got somebody constantly telling you you want to work nothing.
Yeah.
So then it's like that's beating into you too. So it's like you feel that you know what, I have nowhere to go, and this is what this person is saying. So this is how I'm guessing this is what love's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So this is how.
And know the hell it ain't. Don't let nobody tell you that shit.
Nobody tell you that.
Call me up. I'll tell you myself.
Call me up. I'll tell
Exactly.
you. I love you. It's okay.
Yeah.
So if ain't nobody tell you today that they love you,
We love you. Exactly.
Also, they say different symptoms, different things cause depression as well. They say depression in wintertime.
Oh yeah, we talked about that in our one show, the winter blues.
Yep, the winter blues, lower level of sunlight.
Yes, vitamin D is good for you.
Yeah, and then also they was like sleepless, eatless, lost weight, experience opposites. Opposites, sleeping excessively and eating more. I had it to where I would eat less and I would sleep more.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to just stay in the bed because, like, all right, prime example, besides the trauma, when I first found out that I was sick, and I was like, you know, you healthy as a horse, you running around, you know, and all of a sudden, boom, you get a phone call. And the first thing I found out was that I had the polycystic kidney disease. So first finding that out, it's like, okay, what is this? So I had to go through all these tests. And then on top of this, I'm still going to the doctor because I'm feeling all this pain. And then you got doctors telling you there ain't nothing wrong with you. You know, I'm going to the ortho doctor, I'm going to this doctor. And they're like, oh, nothing's wrong with you. You're fine. You know, don't worry about it. It's just take some ibuprofen.
And that's why people come to me with the medical intuition, okay? Because we get it from our guys. I said, take it and go. Tell your doctors to run these tests.
So,
and they always trying to give you some freaking pills.
Yeah.
Take this. Hey, like, what the fuck has to do with what I'm here for?
So,
Let me see.
After I went through that, I then found out that I had the ankylospondylitis, the very next year. So then after I found out that, then I found out I had the fibromyalgia. So it's like back to back, and it's like, why me?
Exactly.
It's like, you know, then I get the question, because mine is invisible, so people see me, they're like, oh, you would help me. Well, no.
What I feel
is totally different. So I went through the stages of didn't really want to do nothing, didn't really want to go nowhere, didn't want to do no activities. And I felt crazy because my worrying was about my kids. Like, what's going to happen if I die today tomorrow? Or this, you know, what my concern was so much on that than on life and, you know, loving what it was at that moment. So I had to then seek and figure out. Because my daughter came in the room one day and she was like, Mommy, you're always in the bed now. So then that made me feel like I wasn't doing my job as a mom, and I had to figure out, I had to get out of that cloud. Yes, I have a disease. And my dad knows. So I need to get up out of this phone.
Start looking at the positive
of what it is. And let's just get with it. You know, moments and times do I have my states of, I get up and like, I feel the pain and like, why I do. But I didn't think of all the things that I've done. And the kids and how happy and proud of them they are of me. So I'm like, you know what? I got this.
Exactly.
And then, you know, I just give myself some type of motivation. And just uplift myself.
Yes.
And then that's where my book comes in.
Yep.
Because I took poetry and I was writing. And I still writing after working on book too.
Can't wait for it.
But the book that I have is called The Math Behind Math. And I took the poetry to empower people because I needed to be empowered. So I empowered myself to empower others. I had to take my mask off to let them understand that yes, we all are human, but we can survive with the things we've been through. You can be sick, but you don't have to be stuck in that situation. You can be hurting, but you don't have to sit down and take it. You can go through domestic violence. You can go through a heartbreak. You can go through suicide thoughts and all these other things and not want to be here and fed up with life, just life in general.
The sad part about it, you can go through all that
You
shit
can
at
go
the
through
same
all that
damn time.
But it's always finding deep down inside who you really are and facing that we have to love ourselves. Because the depression tends to make us not love ourselves and feel that we're not worth that. We're not worth loving. We're not worth being in here. We're not worth being the mom that we are. Just all these acceptance. So, with my book, I took my poetry and I take myself now and I go around and I tell my story and I motivate people to love every imperfection or any flaw that you have about yourself. Because when you look at yourself, sometimes people get depressed from the way they look. I wasn't always the size, but I love who I am.
Amen,
because
hallelujah.
I love the skin that I'm in.
Okay,
And if I can't love the skin I'm in, how is somebody else going to love me? So I had to learn to love me first. So I teach people how to love themselves and to understand that we do deal with depression, we do deal with sickness, and we do deal with stupid people and all these etc. But it's all about what you allow in your energy and in your space and in your peace. And you have to find that barrier.
Preach, honey.
You have to
Yes,
find
baby.
that it's okay to not let somebody in your space because you don't feel that they want to be there, regardless of how they feel. You have to find your comfortability, and that's just what it is. So, not to go off track, they also talked about strong, guilty feelings of worthlessness. And then they also said your menstrual problems. Like I had
They
mine.
get heavier.
Yeah.
Yes, at least I can say for when mine did.
Like mine was always all balanced, so that messes with your moods and stuff. So I have polycystic ovarian syndrome.
So on top of
So
that.
on top of that, so it's like my period never comes on time.
Yeah.
So that causes another hormone effect
Yeah.
because your body's not getting the hormones that they're supposed to be getting. So then that causes another issue. But then they also say you can get depression from, pregnancy, people not being able to have
Now
kids.
that was me. Oh, no, me. My whole bout with,
Well, we can go to the postpartum because that's next.
I was just going to say, yeah. So go ahead.
But
Keep
they
on
also
going.
talk about the postpartum depression.
Okay.
And I think some of us all felt in danger.
See, my thing was, like, number one, depression runs in my family. Okay, it's been hereditary. I know I'm bad with words. So passed down through our blood, unfortunately. Okay, and but we hide it very well. Let's just say that. Okay, because growing up, I didn't know my mother had a depression problem. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue. She seemed, like my mom, which is the fucking best. Thank you, Ma. I love you. Okay. But at the same time, growing up as a kid, you don't know what depression is, so you don't know what to look for. Like, oh, okay, well, I don't really remember my mom being always sleeping. You know what I'm saying? But maybe there were days where she stood in bed. I don't know. I was out running the damn streets like a hot ass. That was just me. So, I'm just playing, Mommy. I was in the room doing my homework.
You let them secrets out.
So she know where the hell I was. She used to wake me up, throw water in my face and all that good shit. Get your ass up! You go to school. Stop playing with me, girl. Anyway, but I didn't know what to look for in those things. It wasn't until obviously I got older and then I started having these conversations with Mom because I think my first bout of depression came when my ex died. Angel, rest in peace. Love you, baby. I was young. He was my first love. We was together, a couple years, or not even a couple years, but it felt like forever. When he died, and in the manner of the way that he died, the police are saying it was a murder-suicide. So I don't know about that. But anyway, so that obviously, dealing with this, the senseless loss, all that stuff, that's where I think I started to go into that funk. Not want to go out, just stay, to myself in the room. Obviously not eating good, because that's what I was doing. I lost a lot of weight. I probably was the skinniest I've ever been in my damn life, unfortunately. But, and then, by the grace of God, you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? You just learn to keep going. You got your friends, you got your moms, you know what I'm saying? You got your family. They just kind of get you out of that funk. You know what I'm saying? So I was what, 16, 17 at that age. I think my next bout, probably when I had my daughter at 19. I think she was a couple years old. And I just remember being like, no, actually, she was around 1. Like, so depressed. And it's like you live in a cloud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a dark cloud. And it's literally, and this is how they picture it on a fucking TV commercials. Like a dark cloud with the rain is just following you. But that's how it feels. It just feels like wherever you go, you don't see the light in anything. You don't see the sun in anything. It's just like dark and gloomy and it's whatever. And I just remember, like, this is where my faith was tested, because I was praying, but I didn't see the change. Like God, come on, yo. Like, and I still talk to God like, dude, like, what's up, man? Like, how much money are you gonna give the kid? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then I started seeing my faith go down. Then I started to be like, man, it probably ain't fucking God. I'm talking to nobody. He ain't fucking care. You know what I'm saying? Fuck him. Excuse me, I love you. Sorry. But, you know, and then I started seeing my faith dwindle down, and then the depression got worse, where I don't even know how I came about that shit, honestly. But in time, you know what I'm saying? Because that's, like, with my family, it comes like in bouts. We get it in bouts. And you don't know when the shit is going to hit your ass, but sometimes it hits you, and it can last a month. Sometimes it can last a year. Sometimes it can last fucking 5 years. You know what I'm saying? But mine, thank God, are small bouts, you know, for the most part. You know, so, and then after that, probably a couple more times, whatever, little knick-knack shit. But I remember with my son, this was the shit, because I had to run for a long time. I didn't feel, you know, depressed. And if I did, I kind of already knew, like, I was getting depressed, because you get the symptoms. All right, I ain't getting up out of work. You know, I'm not getting up, not motivated to do anything, just kind of laying in bed. I'm super emotional, whatever. But it was after my son going into the postpartum. Literally right after him, I was like, wow. So I'm in bed, and I'm like super emotional, and like I didn't have that for Kiki. You know what I'm saying? Kiki, I was fine. I was up in the whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like emotional. I not want to get up out of bed. Not, you know. And it wasn't because I went to the doctors, and I'm telling my doctors this. I'm like, yo, all I want to do is sleep. Like, my period has been lasting for like 18 weeks. I don't even know. It's just like, don't stop. Like, not to get TMI, but TMI, you know, I wear pads. You know, I don't do TMI. But anyway, I get scared of getting those blood socks or whatever. I'm just saying, I get scared of tampons. I don't know. I heard toxic shock or some shit. I don't fucking know. Anywho, wait. But anyway, back to the story I have. So I'm telling my doctor, like, yo, you know, it's just like nonstop. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, and then my forgetfulness. I was forgetting everything. Like, oh, and she was like, oh, you probably just, you know, need some more stuff. I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is what I sleep all the damn time. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for his father at that time, because he literally helped this shit take care of him. But it was, long story short, my girlfriend told me, and then I was depressed and I was sad. You know what I'm saying? All this shit and whatever. She was like, yo, go get your thyroid shut down. You know what I'm saying?
We also talked about that on here.
Yeah. Because what happened, and I was like, she was like, yo, Google thyroid. I swear this is probably when I became fucking a Google fan. Yeah, like, I'm like, Google.
I'm Googling.
Shout it out. Okay, but literally I Googled thyroid, and here it goes. Boom, hypothyroid. I had literally had every fucking symptom of that bitch. I took that shit to my doctor, because I've been telling my doctor this whole time. You know what I'm saying? And what happened, she thought it was a postpartum depression. She gave me Wellbutrin XL, which I do remember taking. And I only took it for a month, but it did make me feel better. You know what I'm saying? So that's as far as, and it did work for me. But not with everything else. You know what I'm saying? How it made me feel more like myself again, a happy-go-lucky person, wanting to go out and do shit, but a lot of shit was still missing. Long story short, I brought it to her. I'm like, yo, check my thyroid. I was like, because, look, here, printed the shit out. I have every single freaking one of these things. And she was like, okay, no problem. Did the blood test. My shit was like a 0.4. like I don't remember what, but literally if I would have dropped any more lower, I would have been in a coma.
Wow.
That's how fucking low my shit was. And then so she come back like, you need to come in the hospital right now. You know what I'm saying? And all this shit. And she was like, I never had a patient diagnose themselves. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, thank God for my girlfriend.
You know?
Exactly. I said, but once we got my thyroid back in check, that was fine. You know what I'm saying? But every time since then, you know, you get your moments.
Yeah.
But my mother always tells me, she always told me when I was young, when you're feeling sad and depressed, get the fuck up, put some makeup on, and get the fuck out. Get up, make up, and get the fuck out.
So y'all hear that, right? Get up,
Make up, and get the fuck
makeup
out.
on. And for dudes, just get up, brush your hair, go outside.
You can put some chapstick on.
You know, sometimes, you know,
Some whatever.
that's y'all makeup.
You know, whatever.
But look, get your hair cut.
Yeah,
No.
get your hair cut. You know, get your trim up or edged up or whatever the hell it is.
But they did.
And get out the house.
They did talk about thyroid problems.
Yeah.
Remember I said about body images.
Mm-hmm.
They said menopause and premenopausal for women.
Mm.
They also said female psychologically respond to stress. Says women produce more stress hormones than men, and the female sex hormones, progesterone, prevents the stress hormone system from turning itself off as it does in men. This can make a woman more susceptible to develop a depression triggered by stress.
Yeah, stress can do it. Yep.
And then they said medication side effects, which is true.
Yep.
Health problems,
Yep.
which I was talking about. So the chronic illness, the injuries, or disability,
Mm-hmm.
which I talked about.
Exactly.
And then they said other common causes of depression. It says loneliness and isolation, lack of social support, family history, like we was talking about, early childhood trauma and abuse, alcohol and drug abuse, marital and relationship problems, balancing the pressure of careers and home life. It says family responsibilities such as caring children, spouse, or aging parents.
All of
Says
the above.
discrimination at work or not reaching important goals, persistence, money problems, death, or of a loved one, which I experienced the depression of the death. 2000 07. I didn't think about it. See, there go that
That's why
rainfall.
she got it tatted.
But my brother died.
Oh, wow.
And
Sorry,
he was
baby.
only 33. He died of cancer. And what's crazy was he died that November, which was 4 days after my birthday. But my birthday is the 23rd. He died the 27th of November. So every year it's hard. But I've learned to maintain and deal with it. But see, with my brother, I felt like he was my father. And he was very, like, he was the one that told me he was proud of me. He was the one that always was like, yo, Sheena, I'm so proud of you. Because he went into the military. So I was the first to graduate because he was my brother by my father's side.
Yeah.
So I was the first to graduate out of everybody from college. Everybody else, you know, they went to the service. So my brother was like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And to see him go from this guy that was a family man in the military, all built, doing muscular weight competition, to him looking like about this big.
Oh my
and you can see the veins in his thing because it's like he caught it. And I went to see him that April. He died in November. So it's like I went and see him that April to spend a week with him. It was crazy because he was still trying to go out to his businesses and do stuff. And like his friends had to bring him back to the house because he ended up getting sick. And to see him be so helpless, it was hard. And then to get that phone call because like I went to see him that Thanksgiving, which was 2 days before my birthday. And he's like, I need you here now. So it's like he knew he was dying. So then on the 27th, I got the phone call. I was so heartbroken. I felt like my world crashed. Like there was nothing could make my world any better. My brother was gone. And that's hard. Because I didn't meet him until I was 12. So to then
And you guys bonded
we
quickly.
bonded quickly. Like I was attached to him. Like that's my brother. I want him. That's he's my everything. You know, and if I needed money for books and school, he was the one to make sure I was good. He would call me and say, you know what, I'm proud of you. So if I didn't hear from nobody else, he told me. So like that was just my everything. And so lose him, I felt like I lost the most important person in my life ever. So I went through the stages and I started drinking. Like I literally didn't care about
I didn't talk about
I went to
drugs.
work, but I really didn't care about
I don't
nothing.
support alcoholism,
Nope.
but bitch, was drunk the entire time she was depressed.
Like when I said
Especially
I was,
the last couple
you know,
months.
on some real, I'm gonna be real
Yeah.
on the rundown.
Always.
I literally drunk night and day.
Yeah.
And besides when I'm at work, I didn't drink. But I drunk and I drink. I would go out to bars and I would just drink and just drink. But that was also my wake up call at the same time. Because one time I went out, was drinking at the bar, came home, was cool, woke up the next morning, started throwing up. And I couldn't stop. So I ended up driving myself to the hospital. Because I was by myself. So.
Exactly.
And I didn't want to call no ambulance. Didn't have no insurance. Didn't want to be paying that bill.
That's a whole bill right there.
I literally drove myself to the hospital. And when I got there, they ended up keeping me because my, what is it?
Appendix?
Wasn't my appendix. My pancreas.
Pancreas.
My pancreas was enlarged. So literally, they had to keep me till my pancreas went down. Because you know, it's not that we keep, because if it did anything, I would die.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we can't live without that. They can't take it. There's no surgery for that.
They really do.
So literally, they kept me. I think I was there 2-3 days. And the fact that made me sit back and think about life for a second.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's like it's a wake up call. I was scared because that was the moment when I could have lost my life. The fact is, I didn't care about nothing. You know, and I'm here now because I took the signs and listened to what I was given. That you know, you got another chance to live. And no, he not here, but he's still with you. And yes, it's still hard because I miss my brother. But I know he's my angel that covers me, he's with me, and he's always there. But yes, that was my darkest
Is it
moment.
anything but
Tatted?
Okay.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
We're going to talk about that as long as you're here.
I don't know. Maybe they'll give you some more signs. I don't know about that
We're
one.
going to talk about that.
Because I never lived with my brother.
No. It's like...
But listen, he might be talking to you. He might tell you to tell me how. I don't know.
All right, I'm not trying to put too much effort into that. Not right now, baby, right now.
But they gave
That's all right. It just pop, you know when it pop in, I gotta get it
Yes.
out so the bitch will forget.
But they tell you, they gave us some tips on how you can reach out for social support. And you know, they was like definitely, you know, get in a support group if you feel that you're depressed and you need some help.
That's so important, guys.
And you know, they was like, you know, look for support groups for people who make you feel safe and care.
And not judge.
Not judge.
Seriously,
Because
guys.
you do have some people that tend to judge us.
Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe
Like,
she's going
really?
through that. Like, yes, the fuck I am.
People go through something.
Exactly. And what may be big for me may be little for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's battles are different.
Yeah. And, you know, everybody takes things in. Because somebody that breathes different from me, I can't judge them.
At
That's
all.
just their
Everybody's
breathing
different.
process.
Exactly.
You know, and that's just like back to people being, you know, good for you. Like when I went through my domestic violence, I had somebody ask me, like, oh, how did you know? You didn't see the signs? It's not always a sign that's right there. Because both of my relations, I was with them long term before it even happened. So it's like and this is why I titled my book, The Mask on the Mask. Because they carried a face for a minute. Like my first incident, I was with them for 3 years before.
Wow.
My second incident, I was 3.5, about 4 years. Both of them, well, the second incident, I was actually engaged. So it's like I was with these people for long periods of time, and that's not what was going on.
Yeah.
And it's like something switched.
They took that mask off and revealed their whole true self.
Yes. Yes, and a whole nother side came out.
Seriously.
Yeah. Seriously. Then they said make FaceTime priorities, like phone calls. Find somebody, you know, like your friends that you always talk to, that you connect with. Call them, social media, whatever, whoever that you reach out to 24/7. We all have a bestie.
Yeah.
Because I still have
And
a
if
bestie.
you don't, I can be your bestie.
Listen, you can call us. Hit us up at the rundown. We'll be your bestie.
518-238-5338.
Or just hit us up on the rundown. We always ready.
Exactly.
We checking mails all the time.
Yeah. Everybody needs that love, honey.
Yes, definitely. We're here to give the love. We're here to give the real. And we're here to be here for you as well.
Always, baby.
And then it says try to keep up with social activities even if you don't feel like it. So still try to go outside. Still try to get dressed up. Still
Yes.
try to go out. And sometimes it's going to feel like it's hard. Because I remember, like...
Because you just don't want to.
Yeah, and it's many times I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to put it on. But it's like, in my thing I had to look, because I looked at my kids and I'm like, well, if they see me depressed, then what? And then if they see me not doing nothing, then what? And I'm like, they watching what I'm doing, so I gotta do something different. So they kind of forced me into putting on that face.
Yep.
Not, because at the time I wasn't talking about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, but now my kids, like, I think they vibe off of me, because they be like, Mommy, you happy? Or Mommy, you okay? So, like, they know when it's a little off balance. Because they be like, you get mad.
Yeah.
You look upset. I'm like,
They're
no,
so cute.
I'm all right.
We didn't have them on the
No.
show as their little guest hosts.
Yeah, we could do that one time.
We should. You know, they say, like, the kids say the darndest things.
Lord
Exactly.
Jesus, do that.
Amen.
You know, and then they also said find ways of supporting others. And I guess, you know, you supporting others gives you the effort of supporting yourself as well.
Yes.
Because you're giving back, so it's like you still feeling and guiding someone else during their time. So you might get healed while you're guiding someone else.
Yes.
Like, I literally went and told my story on stage in front of 80 people of strangers. And I had all of them come and tell me, you know, they've been through it, or they've had this incident, or they've been where I've been, or they still going through it now. And I just felt so grateful because I was able to help other people in the midst of my tragedy.
Exactly.
And then they also said join support groups of depression. They said tip number 2, support your health. They said aim for 8 hours of sleep, which I know I don't get 8 hours. That don't come, it don't happen.
The only time I get 8
be
hours
sick.
is if a bitch was drunk the night before.
Listen,
I'm just saying. I might get a good 8 hours then.
I get
Or I
5.
take some, if I take a couple cups of ZQL or something, but that's it.
Because it says in order to overcome depression, you have to think that relax and energize you. It was like you have to improve healthy lifestyles and learn how to better manage your stress and set limits on what you're able to do and schedule activities. And they also say keep track of your stress.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, do a stress check.
Yeah.
They also say practice relaxation tips, which like meditation.
Is
Yoga.
amazing.
All
Yoga
those
is
things
amazing
great.
too.
Or even they have apps on YouTube
Yep.
to where it's different things you can log on to, like Google and YouTube is an amazing
My
thing
best
for
friend.
people. Like they're my best friend. You can always find anything you're looking for. So if you're out there and you're dealing with depression and you don't feel that you're comfortable with anybody, because some people are not a social bug, or you might feel that, you know, hey, I don't know what I should do next. It's nothing wrong with Googling depression, finding out what it is, finding out some tips to do things to make you feel better. Like, I meditate, and I also write. And then on top of that, I also...
Writing is super
It
healing.
is. Like, I write it out. I
Seriously.
literally, whatever's going on in my head at that moment, I put it on paper. And once you get it out, you feel a lot better sometimes. Because it's
Writing
like
has
you
healed
have
me in more ways than
released
one.
so much things that you have held in for so long, it gives you the out without even giving it to anybody else. Because you can take that, burn it, throw it away, you can keep it to look back on, whatever you want to do with it. But it gives you the opportunity to release it without, if you feel that, oh, I don't want nobody to know my business, so I don't want to tell nobody that, you can release it on paper. And then you'll feel a whole lot better. Because the best thing to do with that is get it out, because the longer you hold on it, the more you're going to thrive on being depressed and having stress and having health issues. Because a lot of the problem is also what you hold in your gut tends to be a health issue, and then becomes more problems. Because the more you stress and the more you hold on, the more baggage you carry, the more things you do. And then your relationships will work if you're holding all this in, because then you get insecure. Then you feel shame about yourself, so you're still depressed. You're not yourself, and you're not real to the person that you're dealing with, so you're giving them all these other things that you're feeding them that's not you
At all.
So it's like, how is that relationship really going to work?
Yeah. It's not, because you're giving them the fault, all those masks on top of one. So you get with the right person, they're gonna try to peel, take their masks off.
And it's going to get uncomfortable.
Girl.
It's
And
gonna
by the
get
time all
uncomfortable.
the masks come off, you're gonna feel butt ass naked and be like, oh shit. And he gonna be looking at you like, who the fuck is you?
Who
That
you? That was
you?
not who I met.
Who are you? Yeah.
Then they also said for you to care for a pet. Like, I have a cat. And I love my little cat.
Yeah.
Call her Bella.
Oh, Bella.
Yeah, her name is Bella.
That's cute.
And my kids love and adore Bella. They treat her like that's their kid.
Uh-huh.
They pick her up, they hug her, they cuddle her. Like, yeah, they do
Yeah,
everything.
pets are very, they call them therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why you can take them on planes. You can take them, oh, this is my therapy dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it is they bring you comfort. They bring you, like, they love you unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if you yell at them a million times for peeing on the fucking carpet. Louie,
They still
love
love
you.
you.
My little nigga still loves me, okay? But at the end of the day, to receive that unconditional love makes you feel better, and that's why it's therapeutic. You know what I'm saying?
And then they also said, do things you enjoy. Like how I had to find my happiness is that I realized I like to write. I like to paint. I like to go outside for exercise. I had to learn to date myself for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. I took myself out to the concert. I went to Miguel and it was another concert I went to at SPAC. And all of them I went by myself.
Yep.
And I also went to a gospel concert. I did all the
Amen.
things, by myself to understand me. I had to look in the mirror for a second to understand why some of my depression was happening. And some of it came from me being a kid, getting bullied, dealing with different things. And it's just like I have to realize what was really going on inside of me that I never let out. And it's like I had to face me for a second in order to...
You gotta get comfortable with your own skin.
Yeah,
You gotta be
definitely.
comfortable in your own company.
Definitely.
Because what happens is a lot of people who are not comfortable with themselves, they reach out to everybody else to find comfort, but it never works out because they don't ever sit down with themselves and, like you said, date themselves and be like, okay, what are these issues? Where do they come from? How do I work on it? What do I need to do next? You know what I'm saying? And love themselves, their flaws and all, you know, and accept themselves to be happy with themselves.
And then the thing about it, find a hobby. Because some people, they sit home and like, oh, I need to be around somebody. You know, you need to find a hobby that you like. Like, I like bowling. I played basketball in high school, and I still, like, I was shooting hoops with my daughter. Like, I can't do all the running no more physically, the physical parts.
I can't do it because I'm fat, but you already know.
Physically,
And I got asthma, but that's another story.
physically, I can't do it anymore health-wise. But I still shoot around because I love basketball. I still like the sport. And, you know, I like to go outside and sit by the water and listen to the water. That brings a lot of peace. I love waterfalls. Waterfalls are my thing.
We gotta do the rundown. Let's do that. And
At a
there's a
waterfall?
waterfall up there. There's a couple. There's one. My girl put me on to I gotta ask her. Amy, I gotta reach out to her. But she up there, like, it's like an hour away from East Greenwich. I used to work with her. We used to bring her bias there.
You can take it there one time.
Yes,
I love
baby.
waterfalls.
We used to go there and just like it really.
Yeah,
My phone.
our phone.
That one would ring.
Message.
Nope, sorry guys, you're getting denied. Leave a message. That's the business phone. Sorry,
The
love.
message.
Exactly. Leave a message. We live.
But they said while you can't force yourself to have fun experience, pleasure, you can push yourself to do things, even when you don't like it. It says pick a former hobby, a sport you used to like, express yourself creatively through music, art, and writing, which I said. Go out with friends, take a date to the museum, the mountains, or ballpark. Like, literally, all you gotta do is find stuff
Just
that
get
you
out
like.
there.
Just go out and be happy. And some people it's hard.
Yeah.
Some people are afraid to go outside.
Oh my gosh,
You know, they have that
anxiety on top
anxiety
of
on
that.
top of that. So it's like they have to then learn to control that too. And all that comes with the prep methods of you taking the small steps first. So if you take the small step to going outside your door and standing outside, that was a big accomplishment. If you take the next step to then go to the grocery store by yourself without somebody, that's another accomplishment. It's the small steps that make the great steps bigger.
Going about a concert, give yourself a pat on the back for doing these small steps because it takes fucking what's the saying though? It takes a mountain.
Don't ask me, I'm drinking.
Shit, I can't remember. It takes, whatever, talking about faith, you know what I'm saying? And basically give yourself a pat on the back.
For the little things.
For the little things.
Don't take nothing away from the little things you do. Because some of us will be like, oh, well, I didn't do much. that much was a lot.
A lot for that person.
Yes, it
exactly.
was a lot. You know,
And pat
just that-
yourself on the back.
yes, please pat yourself on the back, especially.
Realize your compliments, accept them, and be grateful and be happy for yourself. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being happy for everything that you accomplish.
Definitely. They also told us that we can develop a wellness toolbox to deal with depression. It says come up with a list of things that you can mood boost. It says spend time in nature, which we talked about.
Mhm.
It says listen to what you like about yourself. So make sure y'all listen to what you like about yourself.
Write a list. Write it down.
Whatever it is, you write it down what you like. Not what other people like, what you like. Read a good book. You also can make sure you get that copy of The Mask Behind the Mask. It is on Amazon. So please pick it up. It's poetry. It's about 48
Yes,
pages.
baby. I'll hit her up on her page.
Hit me up on my page. I do have some soft copies.
Exactly.
They $16. I got you. Signed and all.
Mhm.
Watch a funny movie or a TV show. Which, you know, a great laugh is always a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows, I go to comedy shows or watch comedy stuff and
Yeah.
then get you in that good mood.
Because when I was depressed, I literally would watch, and that's why I was like, oh, let me stop watching this shit. I would watch those fucking depressing, like,
then that
love
just makes you
stories.
more depressed.
And then I'm like,
I'm boo-hoo crying.
I'm like, bitch, all right, comedy, because this is enough. Like, enough of that.
It says take a long, hot bath. See, these are things you can do for yourself because I've done it. You go get you, matter of fact, you can come see this lady right here. She'll give you some bubbles, some good stuff to go in the bath, some candles, all that. Or we'll figure out some people to get you.
I'll get you some
We got
essential
you. We
oils
get you some
because
essential oils.
essential oils are amazing for depression and anxiety.
Yes, and all that. And it's really, really good because I actually use like lavender in my humidifier. Like I have the humidifier.
That helps you go to sleep.
I do like the lavender. I have like the tea grass, the peppermint. Like I have all these different flavors.
Peppermint's good for your allergies.
I put it all in the house.
Yeah.
I sure do. I don't play.
Put a couple drops in your and if you drink tea.
I got the peppermint tea too.
Okay, but I'm talking about essential oils.
But
And I can make you a nasal spray thing. Yes,
Me and the
honey.
kids,
I'm
we
telling
need
you, I
that.
got my whole.
Look, me and the kids, we need that.
Girl,
So put
you
that
put
on
it
the
in.
list to make that.
That shit clear up your whole.
We need all that.
That's all. Go ahead.
Then it says take care of a few small tasks. That means probably something around the house.
If you see something on the
See
floor for
something,
the last 3 days, pick
pick
that
it
shit
up.
up. If that's all you can do that day,
Just pick it up. It's
and be
fine.
happy that you did that because
Yep.
it's accomplished.
It says play with pets.
Yep.
And it says talk to your friends and families face to face. Then it also said listen to music, which I love.
Yeah,
Give me some
yeah.
music.
That's
I'm
the
in
other
the
thing.
house. Just,
That's the other thing. Because when you're depressed, you can listen to that sad, like, oh, I don't want to cry no more.
Listen to stuff that will motivate you.
You can't listen to that kind of
empower.
music.
You know, listen to something that tells you you're great.
Yeah.
You know, get in the mood.
I'm coming now.
Hey.
I don't want the world to know. I don't know the song, but you know what I mean.
But yeah, that's all.
Yeah. That's all.
And then it says do something spontaneous.
Yes. That's
Which
me all the
is
time.
always a good thing. You just step out your comfort zone. Stepping out your comfort zone is everything. It might be scary, and I know it could be. Because, like, this lady right here she never liked to do lives. She didn't want to be talking to nobody. But look at her now. She's doing a live every day.
Exactly. Hello.
She's doing them lives. So, you know, sometimes getting out your comfort zone could be a blessing. It could be something that you didn't know that was hiding, that was there to bless you. So just step out your comfort zone for a bit. Sometimes getting to the unknown is actually a good thing.
Yes. Those are all facts.
It's definitely a good thing. It says get up and get moving.
Yeah. Get up, put your makeup on, and get the fuck out. Okay? Get out of your house. Get out of seeing them four walls. Because what happens, they feel like they're closing in on you. Get out of there.
Yes, get out. Get out.
Get out.
If you need to get out, look, come join us on the podcast. How about that?
Oh, even better because we're doing a raffle. We haven't figured it out yet for a guest host because we're missing our other host, sis, Josie.
We love you, Josie.
She'll be back, guys. Don't worry, she'll be back. And Doc, he's out traveling the world.
Yes, we love you too.
Okay, and Dee Dee, we ain't here for you. So if
Call
you're
us.
watching this, just let us know you good, baby. Love you.
And then it also says exercise. Something you can do right now is boosting your mood. There's like your fatigue will improve if you stick with it. And there was like adding mindful elements. Tip 4, it says eating and eating healthy. Depression fights the diet.
Yep.
It says not skipping meals, boosting to B vitamins. It says cutting back on salt, unhealthy fats, caffeine, sugars, carbs,
Everything
and,
I like.
Look, and alcohol.
Everything I like.
So don't do what I did when I first got depressed. Don't drink.
I drank my ass the whole way through. Oh my gosh, I really did. Like not every time I was depressed, but that one time that I was like so fucking bad, where I was drinking all the time, and I literally told my mom, I said, "Ma, I think you're gonna have to put me like in a mental fucking home or something, like because I am just all the way the fuck gone right now." You know what I'm saying? Like I know I can't, and thank God I had people there to help me with my kids. You know, hot shout out to you guys. You know who you are. But at the time, it was like I was done, and it seemed like a lifetime that I was doing that. But in all reality, it probably was like 2 weeks, 3
But
weeks.
it just seems longer because you're so.
Yo, it just seemed like
It's draining.
forever.
It's draining.
And the only reason why I drank was to deal with the depression, to deal with not having
to think about it.
Think about it. Just knock me the fuck out, pull me the fuck out. Like I wasn't gonna go out and smoke crack. I wasn't gonna go fucking do heroin. You know, I wasn't gonna go fucking. I didn't even smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? But drinking was my tool.
And that was a lot of people go.
Yep.
They either drink, they smoke, or they, the hard drugs. And that's what people need to not remember what they've been through.
To put them on a whole nother level.
Because like even with my depression, I was staying with my best friend at one point because I had already. And what was crazy was that year was crazy. I had lost my job. I had lost my apartment. I had lost the relationship I was in 7 years. Then my brother died. So it's like that was just a lot. 07 was a year for
whole lot.
So it's like I literally used to go in the room. And the room that I stayed in didn't have no windows. So I would go drink and be in that dark room. I wouldn't answer no phone calls, no doorbells, no nothing. And I used to tell my friend, anybody call for me, I'm not here. Basically, I didn't answer my cell phone. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to deal with it. I just didn't want to deal. I didn't want to deal with life, period. It was just like.
And that's how a lot of people feel. And unfortunately, it takes them to that point where they start contemplating suicide or actually attempt suicide or God forbid, actually succeed with suicide. You know what I mean?
I could say I never had the thought that, oh my God, I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah.
But I've been to, if I would crash my car, or I've been to, if I took all these pills, what would happen? I've never done, but I've had the thought. Like, well,
I think a lot of people probably have the
like
thought.
if I wasn't here, would they really miss me?
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, how important am I to them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's a dark place to be.
It really is.
It really is dark. Like, I wasn't a cutter, but what I like in high school when I used to go to stuff, I used to take a needle and literally carve letters in my arm.
Wow.
Like that's how deep it was in my mom. Nobody knew I did it. Like to the day, actually, this is the first time anybody in the world probably know I've done this. I've never told this to anybody. And literally, I would carve letters into my arm. That was me dealing with life.
Exactly.
And I wasn't a cutter, but I was one that inflict pain on myself.
Exactly.
I could say. And it was just my way of dealing with it. And it was hard because, I was different from everybody. I was skinny, I was a loner. I was I was smart, so I was into my books. But then I played basketball, but then I still felt like an outsider because then you still had, I just felt different.
Yeah.
I was different.
Because you are different, babe.
I am.
And now you love your differences.
I do.
Okay?
I love all of it.
Exactly.
And that's what I had to learn. I had to search for what I didn't like when I was younger because I didn't understand it. I didn't know I was dealing with depression when I was in school. I just thought I was a kid going through some stuff.
Basically.
And then, you go to college and you're still dealing with some things. But I got better. But when I really hit rock bottom with my brother in 07, I had to realize that, I was really dealing with some things for a long time that I never talked about. And I was holding it on so long to where it's like going through therapy, I found out that it was things in my past that I was trying to prove myself to. While I was trying to fit in. While I was trying to be perfect for somebody when I should have just be me. And a lot of times we try to make ourselves for somebody else when we need to just be for us. And if they don't like who we are, then it's okay.
You get the
Because
fuck you, crooked finger.
just long as you love who you are, it doesn't matter what the person is. And I learned that. I learned that I love my imperfection. And I've learned to tell people either you love what this is or you just leave me alone.
Or you take it and
there's
go.
a door.
Yeah.
Because I am very good. I am a strong, black, independent woman. I take care of my own bills. Nobody pay my bills for me. And I've learned to love who I am. And if you can't accept who I've grown to be, then don't accept me at all, because I love you. And that's all that matters. And my kids love me. And my mom loves me. And those are the most important people in my life. And if nobody else can accept that, I don't care.
Basically. And that's what happens. So many people put the focus on trying to make other people happy before they try to make themselves happy.
Yes.
Oh, let me do this for them. Let me do this for them. What the fuck are they doing for you? Like I tell my kids, who cares what anybody thinks about what you're doing? Or I said, besides me, because I will fuck y'all little niggas up. That's a whole nother story. But
you mommy.
Yeah, all day. I will fuck y'all little motherfuckers up all day.
Because with my mother, her opinion count.
You get 45, 60 years old, I'm still fucking you up. Okay? I told my son, he was talking the other day. He was like, we was talking about when I pass. I said, you know I'm being haunted your funky ass, right? I'm like, Javon, I said, when you think you hear somebody calling your name, it's me. Just know that I'm watching your ass. Okay? But I tell him, who cares what people think about you? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's what you think about yourself.
Yeah.
And if it feels right to who you are, then own that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody paying your bills. Ain't nobody feeding, besides me. That's why I'll kick your ass. But anyway, but ain't nobody else doing that for you. Live your truth for who you are and what feels right to you. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, you ain't doing dirty, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, physically, emotionally, all that stuff, you ain't doing wrong to nobody. Live your truth. And a lot of people don't, because they're out there to prove something, or they're out there, you know what I'm saying,
they want to blend into society.
Exactly.
Or they want to fit in with their friends. Oh, no, you know, my friends got this and they do this, so let me. No, because after a while, you're not going to like what they're doing. You're not going to like what's going on. And you're not going to like who you become. So then you're not going to be happy with you, and you're still happy with strangers, because these are the friends you be with. So I'm going to tell you, find people that are really real with who you are and where you come from.
The good, the bad, and the whole ugly.
Because if they can't be there for the bad and the ugly, they don't deserve it. Family and all. Because some of them you gotta put to the side. You can love them from afar.
Always.
You know. But learn to respect who you are. Learn your worth and love who you are as man, woman, child, boy, girl, whatever. Or whatever and whoever you are. But respect yourself first, because if you can't respect yourself, who else is going to respect yourself? You got to give the levels of respect, self-worth, self-love, and your own happiness. Never depend on nobody else give you happiness. Because the longer you wait on somebody else to make you happy, you'll never be happy, because you're not happy with yourself or what's going on. So once you find your happiness, because even when you're in a relationship, you still have to have your individual thing of you. It's gonna be a partner and it's gonna be a us, but you still have to that you have to deal with, that you have to be concerned with, that you have to understand. So understand your ins, your outs, your ugly, your flaws, your imperfections, whatever it may be. Just love every inch of that, because you will be okay once you love all those things.
Exactly.
Because there's nothing nobody can tell you about.
At all. That's probably like what, boy, like, every time I be, you don't like it? Guess what? And my man would tell you this, I told him in the very beginning, you don't like it? I got a whole motherfuckers out there, a long list of niggas out there waiting to get with me. They've been waiting years, 5, 10, 20 years, maybe. You don't like that I'm big? Take it and go. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I love me for who I am. I'm not perfect, never claiming to be, but a bitch got a good heart, and I mean well. You know what I'm saying? And I will hold the motherfucker down the right way.
Yeah. And you know, we have to learn that there is no perfect person.
No, exactly.
You have people that honestly try to be perfect.
Yeah.
And
But to put on that front, that front, you know, and it's only gonna fail them in the long run, because they're gonna slip, they're gonna like, oh man. And I'm like, why? Why fake the funk? Just be you. But the problem is, a lot of people don't want to put the work into it and finding out who they are and going through the steps. And that's where they fall into the depression, because it's like they're just stuck. You know what I mean?
Because then when you start honestly dealing with yourself, you're going to have that light that goes ding, and you deal with the reality of who you really are. And it's like, wow. work on them, not make them perfect,
Yeah.
but you can work on some things. Because some of us, you know, me, yes, I have a sassy mouth. I'm a smart, listen, I'm a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarius.
Yes.
I have a, listen.
I got a sailor's mouth, no fucks given.
I have no filter.
I have no filter either.
I have no
Take
filter.
it and go.
And, you know, sometimes I know my tongue can be lethal. So I
Yeah.
have to sometimes,
Scale it back.
you know, threaten caution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you ask for it, you get it.
You go all the way.
Yeah, I'm going all the way. Ain't gonna be no security
hold
on
bar.
that. No,
Yep.
just
Taking it
hold
raw,
on.
baby. Taking it raw.
But
With no cream. Or whatever they call it. KY jelly. Sorry, I'm just saying.
but I have learned to scale back on it a little bit because my kids watch me, so I don't want
Yeah.
them to feel that, oh, you just have to be so
Yeah.
blunt all the time. Because I tell them everything that you think you can't say, and I have to practice when I preach.
Mhm.
When I preach.
Yep.
So I give them the tools to understand that yes, we think this, and yes, you can say this to some people,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes we have to be mindful of the things we do say.
Yeah.
You know, and at times we can be blunt and hurt people's feelings, but you have to be also an adult to say, "I'm sorry."
Yes.
Because that's hard for some people.
It
too.
is.
They're hard to accept that they're wrong.
Yes.
Some people
It's a whole
don't
battle.
Yeah, they don't want to accept the concept
At
that
all.
you know you were wrong, and it's okay to say you were wrong. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm gonna be the bigger person. I was wrong.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's
Kudos
okay.
to you because it takes a whole person to do that shit. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, it definitely does. Because at one point, I won't say I didn't want to say I'm sorry, but it was just like, I was very stubborn.
Yeah.
So I had to learn on my stubborn ways to like, all right, okay, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna compromise a little bit. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just different things we have.
It is. Like it was hard for me after my one relationship. I ain't gonna shout you out, but I'm sure everybody that know me know what the fuck it was. After being broken up for a few years, and this is the one I wrote my book about. I ain't published it yet.
I'm working on it. She gonna get that.
Because I don't want to open that can of worms. But anywho, but it was therapeutic for me because I needed to release it. So yeah, and that's where I realized, I'm like, yo, as I was writing it all out, speaking my truth on everything, like, damn, bitch, you was so fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, I had to eat my own shit.
Yeah.
So I had to literally apologize to the person who caused me the most harm, not physically, but emotionally. You know what I mean? And I had to apologize for causing harm back physically and emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Or mentally. You know, whatever. Maybe all three. But yeah, because I was fucking total.
But you know,
I had to. I'm like, because at that time when you go through that, you just want to attack.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, gloves come off. I'm gonna get you anyway, physical, mentally, but whatever. You're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Because you maybe feel some kind of pain that I'm not used to feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna tackle, but then hence 3 years, however many fucking years later, I'm like, yo, 2 wrongs literally don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? So I had to apologize for my actions and my demeanor towards him. Whether it was literally physical abuse, emotional, psychological abuse, like I had to, like, bitch, you was a fucking beast. You know what I'm saying? I had to eat that.
We get into those status mode. We become petty.
Yeah.
We petty Betty's, what I call it.
Child.
Because it's like, you did this to me, but I can do it better. Let me show you.
Yes, honey.
Type situation.
Yes.
And that
Yep.
becomes.
Yeah. Ooh. So I had to eat that. I had to eat that all the way up. And I had to apologize for my actions because no matter how much harm he did mentally, emotionally to me, it still wouldn't, it's not right for me to do that. You know what I'm saying?
And then also, guys, another thing when it comes to yourself, you gotta learn to, like, at one point, I had to apologize to me.
Yeah.
I had to apologize to me because
That's strong.
it
A lot of people buy out of the car. That's woo,
because it was like, you know what? I was going through so much at one point to where I was taking a toll of my own self. Like, you know, the drinking, the not caring, just all the things that you do to your temple that belongs to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I had to apologize to myself. I had to say, say sorry to me because I was in a state that I end up was in a negative point in my life for different occasions. And then, you know, I had to then, once I apologized to me, I then had to bury that baggage I was carrying.
Yes.
Because the more I was carrying it, the more angry I was. The more frustrated I was.
Put that shit on fire and let it go.
Like,
Give it back to the
it
universe.
was like, you know, I was just carrying it and I felt like it was like, you know, it just felt heavy. It just felt like I was carrying
and it
it
really
tons.
does.
And once I literally started writing and doing my poetry and speaking it and just getting it out, I felt relief. I
Yo,
felt
it's
like,
so crazy because you
felt like
literally
it was
feel
a
like you have 2 tons lifted off
Yeah.
of you. And it's like, not that we literally carrying 2 tons,
But
when you get that, yo, that release is everything. Like, it really is. You feel like, oh shit, like, why the fuck did I not do this earlier?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've been holding this for me for like 10 years. Why didn't you do this like 8 years ago?
But you know what some of that is? We sometimes we hold on to it because we're so angry about the situation. But until we forgive ourselves about that situation, then we will not be able to move on because we're still reliving it instead of just going through it. And because it's the difference of telling a story and reliving it, and there's the difference of telling a story and going through it. And the more you reoccurrence, you just digging back up those feelings. But then if you just telling it from, okay, that is something I'm not carrying anymore, it's a big difference. Because if you're still carrying it, it's still heavy. It's still there, so you never bury it. So once you bury the old you and you move on to the new you, because that's when you forgive yourself, that's when you forgive the old you, and you gotta let it go. And that is a big step.
I was gonna say that's a huge
huge step. And what I took to do that, like I had to stand in the mirror and apologize to myself. Literally,
That's deep.
like I literally stood in the mirror and I apologized to myself for all the things I've been
Yeah,
through.
I'm feeling, woo, hold on. It's the empath in me. Woo, I'm feeling your energy right now because you were totally all the way upset inside.
I was.
Woo, I am feeling that. That shit just hit my soul. Hold on, let me get it together.
I was angry.
I am just feeling that right in my soul. Ooh, child, that was strong.
I was angry. I was.
Breathe it out. Hold on, I just
And
I felt all that emotion.
and
You had a lot of
I had
shit.
a lot. I was holding a lot.
Honey.
I was holding a lot.
Ooh, that
And
just
it's
hit me.
like, you know, when you hold all that, because when that filing process happens, that was all my stuff from younger
That's a lot. That shit
College.
just hit me like a fucking ton of bricks.
to adulthood.
And I felt it right here in my
It was a lot.
like, yo.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I was carrying a lot. I was so quiet because I'm so
Hold
quiet
it
now.
on tight.
And I just held it in and never talked about it, never released it. I never told anybody about it. Nobody knew I was dealing with anything that I was dealing with. So inside, I dealt with it internally.
Yeah.
So I had to apologize to my temper
Mm.
that I had all that anger and negativity and all this thing infested inside.
That is deep.
And I had to literally stand in the mirror and tell myself, I'm sorry, and I have to bury that
Ooh.
past. I had to let it go. I had to become a new me in order to be a better me. And that's where the book, The Mask Behind the Mask, The Lady Behind the Mask, all that come about because everything that was before that
Yeah.
is gone. I buried it.
Bringing the tears to the dance eyes. Hold on. I think this is the first for the rundown. I don't know, but I just feel her whole soul right now, guys.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's
the thing.
some shit.
It impacts your soul personally.
I'm telling you,
And it's
I'm
like
fucking
when you-
feeling your whole
And
soul
it's
right
like
now.
when you release the
Ugh.
soul that you've been, it becomes
Yeah.
so renewed, so
Yeah.
rebirthed. It becomes beautiful.
Yeah.
And like now I know my barriers of what I allow and what I don't allow. I know what my pieces are and I know who I want in my circle, and if I don't want you, I'm not building with you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deal with disrespect. I'm not gonna let anybody just trickle me down way. I'm not gonna allow anything that I feel that's gonna harm me or my kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, listen, and you'll have people be like, oh, you're a bitch or you're this or that. No, you've learned to appreciate yourself.
Exactly. And if that's calling me a bitch, then so be. I'm
And
the
that's just
fucking
it.
head bitch of this motherfucker. Hello.
And all this other thing.
Seriously.
But I've learned to love me, and I've learned to teach people
Yeah.
how to do that. And I also that's why I created that mass workshop that I do.
Which is
And
amazing.
that's kind of what I call it, the mirror effect.
Yeah.
To whereas people have to sit in front of the words that they put on that mask and understand what you're dealing with right then at that moment. Because if you can't face it, how you expect something else?
There's a whole lot.
So it's like you gotta face you.
Yeah.
You're the first sign of everything about you. So you gotta face you 1st. And if you can't face you, you might as well just not get in a relationship. Don't have no friends. Don't deal with nobody.
Don't have no kids because you're just gonna put that shit on them.
Yeah, and that's why I had to apologize to myself because I didn't want to fess that into my kids. I didn't want to make that a triple effect because that
You had to cut the cord. You had to cut the cord.
I had to change the dynamic because with my kids, I didn't want them to feel what I felt.
Exactly.
I didn't want them because they feel every inch of what I deal with.
Yeah, because they're part of you.
I want to give them nothing but positive energy and nothing but peace. I even taught them how to do sandwich. Like they was like, Mommy, can I do the room and can I do myself? So they was doing that. I said, yeah. Now when you get older, you know how to bless your house.
Yeah.
You know, give
Clean the energy. Clear it all up.
So yeah, they was walking around the house with sage.
Oh my baby.
You know, just Mommy, I do it like this.
Yeah.
You do it like this. And say, you know, you talk about blessing your room. And I taught them all that, and I feel great to be able to pass these things down to my next generation.
Yes.
Because they were in tune. They felt like today at the doctor, my daughter, really, she was like, she talked to her doctor, and she was like, I get angry sometimes. And she was able to tell her doctor that she gets angry.
That's
sometimes.
good because she can express her feelings.
And she was saying how, I get very upset sometimes, especially when people really annoy me. And I get very angry. And she was like, I think I need a punching pillow.
God bless her.
So she, I'm giving her the tools so she knows she needs a punching pillow. Or that she wants to squeeze something or use a rubber band. So I'm giving her these tools to understand her anger so that she don't carry this into adulthood.
Hi, Janet. Sorry.
And be
Are you saying the same thing I'm saying? She said she can relate to us.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi,
Thank you,
lady.
babe. I hope there's a whole lot of people that can relate to us, honey.
And what it is like, I give her these tools because nobody really needed to. Yeah. I had to learn it all
Because people didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about depression. They don't want to talk about feeling. If you feeling anything, you're soft or you're weak. You're supposed to just swallow that shit. And especially for men.
Yeah.
No, man, you don't have to swallow that.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Get it out of you because you don't talk about it, guess what? You're going to be hitting your woman, you're going to be hitting yourself, you're going to be hitting your kids, you're going to be tipping the body, you're going to be doing some drugs, you're going to be doing something else.
You're going to do all different things to suppress the situation. You're not going to be able to be the perfect person for your next generation because you're actually still consuming and you're still being selfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have to learn to be unselfish. Because I like that was being talking to myself in the mirror, that was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I felt great after I did it.
Yeah.
Like I even
It's like you talking to yourself raw.
yeah.
That's insane. I might have to try that.
I'm telling you, it's such a relief. And
I never did that.
And you know what it is? I do it every couple of months.
Yeah,
Just to read, filter everything. And I'll sit in the mirror and I'll be like, what's going on? I have this.
You should write like a monologue of what questions to
Facts.
ask yourself. You need that. Let me get that. Write it up.
We gonna
Send
work
that
on
to me.
it.
Yeah, like
We gonna
questions to ask yourself in the mirror, because if I sit in the mirror and be like, bitch, you look tired. Why the fuck you sit in the mirror for? You need to go to sleep.
But that is not the
But
conversation.
exactly. I'll be like,
but
damn, I got bags on the bar.
But prime example, I stood in front of the mirror and I asked myself, what do I like and what I don't like about myself? And then
Straight to the point. No chaser.
No chaser. Like I literally sat in front of the mirror and I said hi. And I said, what do I like about myself? What don't I like about myself? Then I sat there and said, all right, so what can we do different about what I don't like about myself? And why am I holding myself back from certain different things that I should be being at? What are my barriers? What is stopping me from being a better me? And I had to answer these questions to myself because it's like, all right, I got a barrier because I'm not where I want to be. So what's holding me back? And most of the time it's ourselves.
Yeah.
Ourselves is the reason why we're not moving forward in life.
Yeah.
We put a pause on ourselves because one, we doubt ourselves. The depression kicks in. Doubt, depression, and then it becomes I don't deserve deserve it.
I ain't work hard enough. I don't got the time.
All the excuses.
But
see, in the mirror, I couldn't give myself excuses. I had to give myself excuses.
Because you're telling yourself the fucking truth. Like, bitch, I'm lying.
You
got time to do some shit.
I had to give myself the truth.
Yes.
I had to give myself that, Sheena. You know what? This is why you started dating me. This is why this happened. You had to still take accountability of some of what happened. Yes, I went through domestic violence. And yeah, they don't have the right to do the things they did.
Not at all.
But I somewhat allowed it because I allowed it in my time and I stayed. Because when it first happened, I should have left.
Yeah.
And
it's so hard to leave something.
It's hard. It's
fucking hard.
It is. And
whether it's mental, psychological, emotional abuse, whatever, it's fucking hard when you love somebody.
Because because matter of fact,
you wanna hope they change.
You wanna hope they change.
And you wait like, oh God, please don't change. And you pray and they're like, oh, and they good for like a week because they're kissing your ass.
Yeah.
And then after the week, they're like, oh,
then it's all back to normal. You get the gifts and all, etc.
Yeah.
And then it turns into other stuff. Because like in one of my stations, I got dragged upstairs, and my kids was literally standing at this. Like I remember, and we gonna do some real right now. I remember being like this. I can tell you this whole day on how one of my incidents happened, because this person actually was dealing with psychological issues. And they was dealing with schizophrenia and paranoia. And I was standing in the kitchen, like I seen the whole changes, like you see a demon switch.
Yeah.
And they were downstairs, and I was in the kitchen. I was doing something. Next thing you know, they came in and threw juice in my face. So,
out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. And I'm standing in the kitchen, so my first reaction could have been go get a knife and cut myself. But I had to think, my kids are upstairs.
Yeah.
This is not what I want for my kids.
Exactly.
And this is why I left my first relationship. So I went upstairs to go get my kids to avoid the problem.
Yeah.
Right? They came and followed me upstairs while I got my kids and stood between me and my kids, and I'm fighting to get my kids.
Exactly. Don't follow them. Be around my kids.
I got my kids to go down the stairs, and I'm going down the stairs. I had a shirt and hoodie. So they literally took my jacket and pulled me back upstairs and grabbed my hair. So I was dragged back upstairs while my kids is down on the bottom crying for mom. Literally. And I'm fighting on the stairs. Now, mind you, I could have fell, cracked my neck.
You could have, whoever could have
pushed me.
Exactly.
Anything.
You could have choked. You could have snapped your neck. Could have fucking.
But I fought. And I fought. Mind you, I'm dealing with sickness.
Yes.
Mind you,
you find that energy, honey.
But I'm fighting. So then I got to the door.
Adrenaline will go through the fucking roof.
Get to the door, and I'm fighting because they pulling on my purse to keep me in the house. So I'm fighting to get out this door. So it's like, yo. And my kids are like, let my mama go. Exactly. Go dad. So mind you, I'm going through this, and my kids is going through this with me. So it's hard.
It's so hard.
It's hard.
So hard.
But I'm going to tell y'all, regardless of what you're dealing with, do not ever let nobody take and diminish who you are. Because the moment they feel they got the power over you, they feel like they got you.
They're going to take that shit and they're going to run with it. They're going to bring your whole self-esteem from up here to down there. Yeah. And then once it's down there, they're going to feel like they got you for life.
Yeah. So I had to ask myself the hard questions of, I still went back.
Yeah.
You know, and I went back because, and it's crazy because I went to the doctor with the first thing, and I asked the doctor because I knew it was something psychologically not right. And I'm like, is it safe for me to still be with her? And they was like, you're her, because it was crazy. I was her calm, but I also was the trigger. Yeah. So it's like, how can I still be in a relationship if I'm the trigger? Exactly. But then also,
I bring your peace.
That don't work for me
at all.
But that's how you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something was right. Yeah. And then it was like I was being blamed because they got on medicine. So it was like everything was my fault. Why they lost their job? Why they didn't have this? Why their car broke? Everything was always an excuse. So I got blamed for that. But I had to learn to take my power back. Yeah. And my strength was leaving. And the last incident that happened, I literally packed whatever I could grab at that moment. And mind you, my car was wrecked. I wasn't supposed to be driving my car. Wow. The back half of my car was something going on. I had an estimate came out, they checked the car. Mind you, I shouldn't have been driving the car. I had $5 to my name car was gonna hit me. And that's why I say it was the Lord.
Always, honey.
I got in the car.
What'll he do
And
it?
I put whatever I could out that house at that moment. Because I remember like it was yesterday. It was January 4th. I didn't get my and I didn't get my stamps till the 9th.
Yeah.
Where I was getting my stamps and my cash because at this time this was when I was on a full PA.
Yeah.
So
Which ain't nothing wrong with that.
you know, I wasn't getting no money, no food stamps till the 9th. So
you
all I
needed it,
had
and
was
the babies
all I
needed
had
it.
was $5 to my name. I took that $5 and put it in my car and I drove to my kid's grandparents' house. And mind you, I should have not been driving on that car.
But it made it.
I was driving so slow, the cops had to follow. So I seen the cops. So I pulled into the gas station and told them I was waiting for a tow truck to come. Mind you, I was waiting on him to leave so I could drive.
Keep on going slowly.
Because I didn't even take the highway, I took the streets to go.
Exactly.
So, and I was going to Albany, so I took the streets. By the time I got there, by the time I got there, when I stopped the car, the tire dropped off.
That was God.
I said that was nothing but God got me where I needed to go.
All the time,
And I'm like, that was crazy. But that was my sign that was it.
Yeah.
And mind you, the person kept trying to lure me to places to come. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I put a restraining order on that person.
Yeah.
They started following me.
Yeah.
Like, they was following me everywhere I went. They was popping up everywhere I went, and I found got arrested. So I'm going to tell you, do not be afraid to get people arrested.
At all.
Do not be
Call
afraid
the
to call the cops.
po-po-ho, because I caught them all the damn
Because
time.
if they're
No fucks given.
putting their hands on you, if they're making you feel depressed, because verbal, physical, emotional, mental, all that is abuse. It don't matter.
Honey,
All of
from
it.
everybody that I've known that been through emotional and mental abuse, they always say it's worse
It is.
than fucking physical abuse.
It is.
Because they said the physical abuses will heal.
Scars.
You know what I mean? But the fucking mental and the emotional abuse, that
It's
shit would
different.
stick with them for life.
Because, like, after all that, I was dealing with the PTSD and anxiety. I still deal with my PTSD,
Yeah.
my anxiety, and, you know, because I still have triggers.
Yeah.
Like, from the time that they attacked me, I still remember what they have on. So if I see somebody with a hoodie, or if they look really, they have a black hoodie and khakis, my anxiety goes up.
Yeah.
But I've had to learn how to maintain it. But there's times I still have those triggers.
Yeah, and it sticks
like,
with you.
It sticks with me. Like, you know, but it's a work in progress. I still get my nightmares sometimes.
Oh, wow.
I still, like, it's times I literally, but when those times come, I have to learn the different things of meditation,
Yes.
yoga,
Yes.
to think back that I'm in the same place. And some of that, I was depressed during that because I was called every name in the book every day. Like, I never
Who
knew.
wouldn't be depressed going through
What?
all that shit?
I never knew what my day was gonna be like.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you can wake up and you hoping for a good day, but you don't know. So it's like you sit and I withdraw from a lot of people. Like, I withdraw literally from answering my phone.
Yeah. Because you don't want to deal with
going
anybody.
seeing people. I literally, like, I had friends of mine that started coming to my house like, yo, we not
Checking up
talking
on
to
you.
We're not hearing from you. This is not normal.
That was my bitch. Yanni, love you. This bitch, I was in Cahoon. She used to come out, and I was telling you the one of the hardest times in my life when I told my mother, Ma, you're going to have to put me in a mental home. Lock me up, take away the key, because I need to get my life together. I need some meds. That's what I told her. I said, I need some meds because this fucking alcohol is not doing it for the kid. My bitch Yanni was there, faithfully, checking up on me. She would drive all the way the fuck out there, make sure I was good.
And that's what you need. You need that support team. You need that. You need, if it's just one person, it don't have to be a whole team. You just need one person that you know that will always have your back regardless of what you're going through. Because that's the one thing that will get you through. And I've had, the good thing with me, I had several different friends that I did have that I could reach out to. Because one, I have my sister, which I love her dearly. We grew up in separate houses, but that was my ace.
Yes.
That's my sister. I love her. I don't call her my half sister. That's my sister.
I
And
know
I
that's
love
right.
her forever and ever. And it's like, you know, when I went through this, I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
So, like, the first time I did tell her, I was nervous because, you know, that's hard for me to tell my sister, mind you, I'm older than her, that I was going through.
She probably want to go kill this
And,
person.
you know,
Who the fuck did? What's
Yeah.
your house?
Yeah.
Where they live at?
Yeah.
That would have been me. We showing up at that door right now. I'm
We
throwing my
popping up.
boots on, and I'm taking my motherfucking hammer and my shake, and we going there
We popping up.
all day. Where you
No.
live at? Put your
What?
hands on my baby. Fucking go to jail.
That's
I got bail money. Fuck with me.
But I'm gonna tell you, depression is serious, guys. And you know, if you feel you to somebody and you feel you don't have nobody you can trust to listen, I don't ever have a problem being there to listen. I don't have a problem you texting me and say, hey, I need to talk. I am always willing, open to listen because I've been through it. And it's hard to go through it when you feel that you're by yourself as well. So, you know, if you don't want to reach out to anybody you know and you feel comfortable, you can reach out to us. We're always willing and open to listen.
I called a few people back from suicide. They thank me all the damn time. They're like, yo, I ain't had nobody. And then it's just me scrolling on Facebook. Like, this person don't seem like they in a right state of mind. Beep, beep. Like, yo, you good? What's going on? Call me. They ain't call me. I call them messenger. No fucks given. Talk to me. What's going on, baby? You know what I'm saying? And then that's all they needed was those words. Talk to me. Boom. They let that whole shit out. They're like, yo, just saved my life because I had a gun to my head. Ooh, that just gave me chills. Woo, child.
That reminds me. Now,
trust me, a few people, God bless you, I love you.
I worked at IHOP. Now, mind you, me having this conversation with this person, I didn't know that they were getting wrong. So we were just chit-chatting because I was cooking and they were in this one. We were just talking. And literally, you know, I got into the intakes of all my elements and what I'm dealing with, but, you know, et cetera. And so when the next day, after the conversation, they came and told me, like, you know what? You saved my life. I looked at them. Like, I didn't even know.
You don't know?
Like, I was thinking about suicide.
Exactly.
I had the conversation with you, and you still,
and that's what it is.
You know, you're dealing with all these elements. You still at work, and you still cheerful and smiling. They was like, wow. And I'm like, yeah. You know,
basically.
Sometimes
that's how God does it. He puts you in the and the peoples and paths together to make that change.
Make it change. So definitely, always, you know, go if you and like even if you just want to be in the house, exercise. Find their exercise on yoga and on YouTube and meditations that you can pick up and you can find. You know, definitely different things that you can do to just clear your head. You can do like sound effects and listen to waters and different methods of making sure that you're okay, because it definitely can be a hard road. And we all have hard times, and it's not, it's anything you could be going through. You could have lost your job and got depressed. You could have, you know.
You could have been fighting.
You could have been fighting.
COVID-19 could have depressed you.
Could have depressed you.
It depressed the shit out of me.
Whatever it was, because for one moment you could say I was dealing with some depression because I didn't really do anything. I wasn't posting. I wasn't really.
That's why I was checking out. Like, are you good? What's going on?
I was
checking on again. Like,
because you know what, it took me back to being in those four walls while I was going through my domestic violence. You know, because it was restrictions.
Yes.
So I felt like something was holding me and controlling me for a little while. So I had to then dig myself back out the little hole I was in for a second. And I had to come back.
Yes.
You know, I'm okay. I'm not in that anymore.
Exactly.
And I'm here now. And, I'm back, Smiley Alley, Lady Bottom Master.
Bing, bing, boom, boom.
Working on book 2 on page number 65 right now.
Yes,
You know,
let's go. Let's get it.
So, and I just learned how to deal with what it is life.
Yeah. Which is so fucking stressful. Right?
Yeah.
And depressing.
Yeah.
Like, can we stop shooting? Okay, please. Can we save people's lives? Like, seriously, y'all. Like, I wish I was like a one-man army or something. Like, I would go out there and fucking smack all the shit out of all these little fucking fuck nuts that think that killing other people is gonna fucking solve anything. Like, stop, yo. No, they don't. People are getting
innocent bystanders.
Everybody's fucking innocent because you know what? At the end of the day, if they fuck up, they gonna deal with that shit later. But at the end of the fucking day, like, yo, it's not for you to ever take somebody else's life. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And what gives you that right to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. With the whole, they murdered my cousin, my brother, my aunt, my whoever. Understandable. You have that pain, but by you retaliating and then trying to get that person, not saying that's going to make it right, because it sure the fuck won't, you end up hitting a whole baby. You know what I'm saying? I know. Like, yo, that shit made me cry. That shit touched my soul. That shit touched my soul. And I'm like, yo, we are living in a fucking war zone. Like, come on, yo. you can't do it for yourselves, do it for your people, man.
Like, we want our young people to grow up and be our age
Exactly.
and be able to
Live.
Yes,
Just live. Be able to
That's it.
breathe. Like, come on, man.
That's it.
I literally like am thinking about calling the fucking news station and bringing them bitches here. Like, who do I need to talk to? I was just telling my client, body's fucking client, because she works for the state. I'm like, who do I talk to? Who do I talk to about this fucking whole violence that's going on? Because, like, something needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
It's out of control. It's too much.
it's been out of control.
And
Like, nothing is
and
fucking
and what's
working.
crazy is way more now. Like,
Yeah, it's
really
ridiculous.
crazy. I think I was watching the news before I came, and I think they said there's been 20 shots.
35 people injured in June
And what's crazy
in Albany.
is the summer just started.
Thank you.
So it's
They started popping off the first day it got nice outside.
yeah. Soon as the pause law got
Yep.
in effect, it started.
No, as soon as the shit was like 60 degrees, motherfuckers out there popping. I'm like, yo. And then you got the fucking fireworks. So every day I'm looking up like, is that a firework?
And that's
is that
the
a
thing.
gunshot?
Like,
Is that a firework? Is that a gunshot? Like,
And then
okay.
it's crazy because now you're scared to let your kids outside.
Oh, my kids don't go. My
Well,
son
my
goes.
daughters don't know go outside.
Exactly.
Anyway,
My
but
son goes from my house to his best friend's house. They do go to the field because they practice for, football and shit.
Yeah.
But it's only a couple of them, but still.
But yeah, it's still nerve-wracking. Because, I love, like, because even on the news in Albany, this lady was driving and she got shot in her neck.
And her neck, and she's an
But
elderly
she
lady.
was just driving in her car.
That's what I'm saying. Bullets don't have no fucking
Got no
names on it, yo.
None.
Stop, man. Like, think about it. Like, yeah, you feeling that pain and that anger inside, whatever pettiness, or not even if somebody took the life of your loved one, that's not petty. That's real anger. That's real pain you're feeling. But by retaliating and taking it out, it's too wrong. Like, I just
Go
going
wrong,
back.
don't make it right.
Well, I had to correct my dumb ass. Like, bitch, you hitting him with a fucking bat, because that's what the bitch did. Ooh, honey child. Two wrongs don't make a right, okay? I had to eat that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But by the time you guys go back out there and shoot right back, you're just bringing more people into your suffering. You got
Yeah.
all these people suffering, and you got all these people reacting out of pain and anger, and it's just not going to stop. It's just a fucking
It's gonna
non-stop
continue
fucking
to get-
cycle. How many people have to die?
That's the question.
Like, come on, y'all.
When enough is
Seriously.
going to be enough.
Like, we was just out there protesting for our lives, but then y'all
Now
out there
taking our
fucking
own lives.
taking our lives, man. That ass, yo. Get your life and get it good, okay? Seriously. Call me up if you need to talk to
Look, if
somebody.
somebody tell you they love you, we love you.
We love you. Your life matters. Call me up. You got some shit you want to release? I'll
Yeah.
absorb all that. I just absorbed her shit.
She sure did.
Okay, that was a whole fucking mental, emotional roller coaster for the kid.
And she didn't know me then yet. So
Shit.
she got in there.
Woo! I felt that. I was just absorbing your shit. I was like, damn, I need to ground myself real quick. And I knew, okay, put my blockers on because I was feeling that emotional shit. That's some shit, man.
Yeah.
That's some shit. So we want to thank you for tuning in. We know
Yes.
we've been talking your ears off, but
Yes,
this is
yes.
very an important matter. And thank you for watching. Please feel free to share. We're going to be starting a raffle maybe next week.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to
Next
figure
week.
out what we're going to have y'all do.
Exactly. We're going to make you work for a little bit. We're going to make you twerk for a little bit.
Hey.
We should do a twerking contest.
Oh, Lord. Well, we're going to invite them on the Zoom.
Yes.
And have them twerk on
Whoever
the Zoom.
twerk the best can be a free guest. That would be
Salad
fucking
show
funny.
on the Zoom. How about
Yes.
that?
Oh,
Boom.
and we also will take there's a couple people that are singing and whatever. I meant to tell you that I would like to have on. To
Yes.
showcase, because not only do we do business
We
and
do
you know,
talent
entrepreneurs, we do talent. So if you have a talent, that's why when we brought Doc on here for his rapping, we just ended up making him a whole guest host. You know what I'm saying? A whole host. A whole. Say that 3 times.
Whole host.
A whole host.
A whole host.
A whole host. I'm just playing Doc Love You. But yeah, so we just ended up, adopting his ass and made him a host. And he originally came on here to just showcase his talent. So if you guys got talent, whether it's singing, writing, poem,
Whatever it may be.
painting, rapping, As long as this shit is uplifting and
And positive.
Yeah.
We will let you come and tell the world about it.
Tell your whole story. So shoot us up. No, not shoot us up. That's
Hit us up in the
that is
inbox.
the wrong shit to say
Shoot
right now.
us up. Shoot us up.
Oh, that's the hood of me. Shoot us up. Sorry, I apologize.
You can't help it. It's
Yeah,
alright.
you can take the girl out the ghetto. Actually, I'm still in the motherfucking ghetto. But anyway, this is
We love you anyway.
you already know. Any hoochie. So
I should say any hoochie.
message us, okay? That
We
would be
love
the,
y'all.
That would be the polite way
Please
of
like,
saying
share, and comment on the video.
Yes. And what do you got coming up this week?
Actually Saturday I'm going to do a live concert online, my poetry with Vera G and her team, J Media. I'll post that in the inbox as well. It'll be online. It's free. Y'all can watch me
Nice.
do my poetry
That's
on
what's up.
Saturday. It's streaming live.
Tomorrow, babe?
What's that? Friday? Yep, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
From
Oh, like,
7
oh,
to
shit.
10:30, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I don't know my time slot yet, but yes.
Nice.
What else do I have going on? Oh, and we have the Grounding Retreat July 11th.
Yes.
That will be me, Heidi, Barbara, and I'm doing my Sheena Master Mirror Effect workshop, to where I teach you how to understand yourself behind your mask and to love all that imperfection I've been talking about.
All of that.
Book 2 is on the way.
Boom.
And y'all can always contact me for book 1, which is The Mask Behind the Mask. Always, you can inbox me here on the rundown. You can find me on Sheena. You can find me on Sheena Goodine Author or Sheena A Master Motivation. And also, I'll drop my website as well. Got all that.
Yes, baby. As far as me, what am I doing?
Everything. Come see her for some sculptures and life food.
Everything.
Come get some
honey.
blessings. Wellness Center.
Yes, baby. Right now we are having our special still, buy one get one free for the hour cavity lipo and the hour butt lift. We do have, like I said, Pablo, the massage therapist. He's on the website now, so you guys can book a session with him. He's also having a special that I already took out on the website. $20 off an hour session and $30 off of an hour and a half session. I start my classes up. I'm teaching classes in July 6th. That's my first week. Can't wait for that. Just to help with bringing people, becoming more in tune with themselves, intuitive. You know what I mean? Just really getting
We all need that. That helps you with that depression.
Oh, honey, it really just helps you ground yourself and just get in tune with your whole soul.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And what else? Always hit it up for the home care, Hawkeye Home Care, always. And probably a whole bunch of other shit that I'm missing.
Look, we'll post. Keep checking on the rundown. We put all the
I'm sorry.
information there.
I'm Jackie of all trades. I do it all.
We do it all.
And we do it all good.
Yes. Peace. We love y'all.
Peace, love.
Like, share, and comment. Yeah.
Stop the shootings and wear your mask.
We love you.
God bless.